When the first Earth Summit was held 50 years ago, many were surprised by its success in putting the environment on the top of the priority list. However, despite numerous gains that came as a result of these early steps and the increased attention, climate action remains one of the fields where greater and more urgent efforts are needed. As an example, I find it hard to accept that even 50 years later, some people still believe that climate change is a hoax. Many believe that climate change is real, but it's not because of their actions, rather it's someone else's problem. Some are convinced that it's not their fault and that it's nothing that they can do about it, while others are convinced that climate change is not going to affect them personally, at least not in their lifetimes. But the reality has never been clearer. With the increasing flooding present throughout the planet in the past few months, the droughts, the record high temperatures, with all the evident climate disruption and biodiversity loss, with the air pollution we are facing, and with the pollution of the soil and the water around us, it's clear that it's not a question of when climate change will affect us, but what can we do now to alleviate it. Unfortunately, many will act only upon suffering from it firsthand. Just before I came to North Macedonia, I had a chance to witness for myself how rising sea levels and warm waters affected the coast of Tunisia, causing soil erosion on many of the beautiful Mediterranean islands. I remember one of my favorite restaurants on the island of Djerba being closed only 4 years after I had first visited. The restaurant was no longer on the edge of a beautiful beach, but being consumed by seawaters. Climate action is not only about future generations anymore. It's about acting now, for us, for our children, and for our children's children. All actions count. Even minor changes can have an impact, especially now in these troubled times, following one of the world's greatest health crises, the high inflation, and the energy crisis. We must act with clear understanding of our impact on the environment, on our future. We must always think about the sustainable way, and we must remember that every action counts. So I have a plea for all of you. Start acting now. Show that you care. Start with small, easy changes like shopping for food wisely, planting a tree. Consider walking more, riding a bicycle, or using public transportation. Most importantly, think about using resources sparingly and smartly. If you're not using a device, turn it off so that it doesn't use electricity unnecessarily. Don't waste water, electricity, and don't waste food. We have neglected our planet, but now is time for a new way, the sustainable way. Join us and show that you care.